Now you ask me about these green trees that we got here. Well, this area it's called Tampillo, and the trees that we're going to see here they are tamarugos. The tamarugos, well, we got three native trees in the area. We got the chañar, the algarrobo, and the pimiento. We call it fake pepper. Well, these trees here they were planted in this area. They were not originally here. It was a project from organization of the government called Corfo in the late 50s, and the idea, well, what different things. Planting these trees here, they will allow the local people to get well fuel for heating. They will allow them to have their animals, basically goats, sheep, not llamas. Well, there's some llamas in here as well, but mostly goats and sheep, and also, well, for shelter for their animals. And actually, it will create kind of a barrier for the sand and for their animals. The project they didn't work as they really expected because, well, more than half of the trees planted in this area they died basically because of the saltiness of the earth. Actually, right here, right now, we are in the very edge of the Atacama Salt Flat. Once we go through this barrier of trees, you will see that they're all aligned. So it's pretty obvious, it's pretty clear that these trees they didn't grow naturally in this area. Well, why did they plant the tamarugos instead of one of the native trees? Well, the native trees, the algarrobo, the fake pepper, and the chañar, one of their main characteristic is that they grow really slowly. The tamarugo grows a little bit faster, and just like the native trees, what we see here is just the tip of the iceberg. What do I mean? The roots of these trees can grow up to 3 or 4 times the size of the tree itself. So the roots they bury themselves in the underground looking for underground water, and once they reach that underground water, huge roots, they start growing on the outside. Well, here it's hard to believe, if we look at the landscape, it's hard to believe that we have water in this area, but actually there's a lot of sources of underground water that is coming from the Andes down to this area. Now, where will this water go? It will get trapped in this closed basin. The Domeyka Mountains, they act as a natural barrier. So all of this water that is coming from the Andes is not going anywhere but in this closed basin. And actually, that's the first explanation of the formation of the Atacama Salt Flat. But we're going to talk about that later once we get in the salt flat, so we can see clearly what we are talking about, and we will have a better understanding, of how the Atacama Salt Flat was created.